Having a small pantry doesn't mean you have to sacrifice organization or style. In fact, sometimes working with a smaller space forces you to get even more creative with how you store things. There's something incredibly satisfying about opening up your pantry and seeing everything neatly arranged, easy to access, and just making sense. It not only makes cooking and meal prep easier but also helps you avoid food waste because you can actually see what you have. With a few smart strategies and some thoughtful planning, even the tiniest pantry can become a super functional and aesthetically pleasing space. One of the best ways to start organizing a small pantry is to take everything out and take stock of what you actually have. It's surprising how many duplicate items or expired products tend to hide in the back of shelves. Once everything is out, you can categorize items based on how often you use them. Everyday essentials like snacks, cereals, and canned goods should be easily accessible, while items used less frequently, like holiday baking supplies or bulk items, can be stored on higher shelves or in harder-to-reach spots. Storage solutions can make a huge difference in a small pantry. Clear containers are a game changer because they let you see exactly what's inside and keep food fresh longer. Using uniform containers for dry goods like pasta, rice, and flour not only maximizes space, but also gives the pantry a clean and streamlined look. Stackable bins are great for grouping similar items together, while baskets work well for snacks, packets, and root vegetables. Lazy Susans can be incredibly helpful for keeping oils, condiments, and jars easily accessible without having to dig through a crowded shelf. The back of the pantry door is an often overlooked storage opportunity. Hanging organizers can hold anything from spices and small jars to wraps and foil. If your pantry has deep shelves, using pull-out drawers or tiered shelves can prevent items from getting lost in the back. Wall-mounted hooks can also be useful for hanging reusable grocery bags or kitchen tools, freeing up even more shelf space. Labels are another small touch that makes a big impact. Having everything labeled not only looks aesthetically pleasing, but also helps keep things organized in the long run. Chalkboard labels or printed stickers make it easy to identify what's inside each container, and they also come in handy when you need to quickly check what you're running low on. Creating designated zones for different types of food, like breakfast items, baking supplies, canned goods, and snacks, keeps everything in order and makes it easier to find what you need. Lighting is something that can really elevate a small pantry. If your pantry is tucked away in a darker space, adding LED strip lights or motion sensor lighting can make a world of difference. It not only makes it easier to find items but also adds a nice touch of ambience, making the space feel more intentional and put together. If you're dealing with an open pantry, incorporating stylish storage solutions can help blend it seamlessly with the rest of your kitchen. Using woven baskets, glass jars, and wooden accents can make the pantry feel like an extension of your decor rather than just a storage area. If your pantry shelves are exposed, keeping things visually cohesive by sticking to a neutral color scheme can make everything look more polished and less cluttered. One trick that often gets overlooked is storing food based on frequency of use. The items you reach for every day should be front and center, while things that are used less frequently can go on the higher or lower shelves. If you have kids, creating a kid-friendly snack zone with easily accessible bins can make it easier for them to grab what they need without disrupting the rest of the pantry. Small pantries can still accommodate bulk shopping if you're strategic about it. Instead of storing everything in its original packaging, decanting bulk items into stackable bins or dispensers can help save space and keep things neat. Investing in collapsible storage bins for overflow items can also be useful if you need to temporarily store extra products without taking up permanent space. Keeping a pantry organized is an ongoing process, but with a few habits in place, it becomes second nature. Doing a quick inventory check before grocery shopping helps prevent overbuying and ensures that you're using what you already have. A monthly reset where you tidy up and check expiration dates keeps things running smoothly. The goal is to create a system that works for you, making meal prep and kitchen tasks feel effortless instead of frustrating. At the end of the day, a small pantry can be just as functional and beautiful as a large one if you maximize every inch of space. It's all about using smart storage solutions, keeping things accessible, and maintaining a system that makes sense for your lifestyle. Whether you love a minimalist look with everything perfectly labeled or prefer a more lived-in approach, the key is to create a space that feels intentional and makes daily life easier. And honestly, there's just something deeply satisfying about having an organized pantry that makes cooking and grocery shopping feel like less of a chore.